572-0383 and 572-0215. Rev-Up St. Lucia, the alpha of radio.
Pick up your phone for the Love Zone on Rev-Up St. Lucia. We're here to entertain ya. 97.1 FM. That's our frequency. Heard on Tuesdays with Shamark and Nikkie. Hot topics for the lovers. It's a show like no other. The Love Zone from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Tell a neighbor, tell a friend. The Love Zone. The Love Zone. The Love.
Hello there, good morning, good afternoon, good night to our listeners and our viewers in St. Lucia and across the globe. Welcome to another Love Zone for today, Tuesday, the 10th of June, 2025. I'm Andre Paul, the co-host of the show. To my immediate left, none other than the lovely Nikki. Nikki, very good morning to you.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to everybody. Sorry, I kind of had it backwards. My mind is a little bit racy.
It's the long weekend.
The long weekend and the fact that 3 of the puppies have been, 3 of them have gone. And despite everything, there was a bond. So I'm a little bit sad, but happy at the same time. So good morning, good afternoon, good night to all our listeners across the globe. Good morning to you, Andre and Shamark. I trust that all is well with each and every one of you and that you had a wonderful weekend and that you're having a wonderful week thus far. I just want to say how wonderful it is to be back here. It's amazing how time flies. I just want to say hello to all our avid listeners. I'm not going to mention names. You know who you are. God bless each and every one of you and continue to stay safe and enjoy today and the rest of the week.
Don't forget, we also have viewers on Facebook, on YouTube, and also on X.
Yes.
Right? Okay, lovely. Well, before we move on to Shamark, you said that they are gone. You're at least, what, 3?
3, well, yes, 3 of them. Someone came to take 2 yesterday and 1 today, so I'm left with 1 female. Yeah.
Alrighty. Let's say good morning to co-host number 2, the handsome Shamark. Shamark, good morning to you.
Good morning, Andre. Good morning, Nikki.
Good
morning,
morning.
St. Lucia.
How was the long weekend for you guys?
Well rested.
Mine was filled with, taking care of the dogs, the cats, and house chores, and trying to practice in between because, we have quarterfinals coming up on Friday. So,
Let me ask you a quick question. How do you select a tent that you want to be part of? Is that just you? Something you just, I don't know, you think about it and you say, okay, where would I like to be, kind of thing? Or does someone approach you? How does it work?
Well, for me, someone approached me, basically. So that's how I ended up in the Socalypso review tent. And when the gentleman heading the tent passed, then, Fire One. Well, Ambassadors it was at the time. And then, it became Fire One. So I'm comfortable there,
All right.
Yeah.
What are the benefits of being in a tent?
Well, you get to showcase your talent, whether it be calypso or soca. You meet people, you learn certain things about, the genre and stuff like that. You just form a bond or bonds with people,
So outside of the calypso season, what happens to the tent?
Well, that's the sad part. It's like it's dormant. And for me, I think we really need to revisit that because if we go, throughout the year, having events and stuff like that, then people will remain more confident and comfortable in being on stage. You'll not be as nervous as, It's only when the calypso season comes around that, people are into this thing. Although some people, they do karaoke and other competitions, so that keeps them going.
Right.
But then, generally speaking, is like there's nothing. And when the season comes around, then everybody's just up there, and I think that needs to change.
Shamark, we all know that you're a creative guy. Any other talents? Any other maybe hidden talents that you have and you've never really explored, or you just don't have the time?
No, just into fashion, events, design, stuff like that. Makeup, nothing.
I'm sure
Singing,
Shamark,
dancing,
has
and
a lot of hidden talents, like everybody else. He just hasn't discovered
just
them.
that. That's the thing. Trust me, I don't. I do a little bit of drag sometimes, but nah, I good. I think my tip as an event planner, you have your plate full because you always have to keep rebranding yourself, and sometimes you have a job. You have to do a lot of research to do to execute. So it's a lot. Yeah.
And Shamark, if I may say so, you look well.
Thank you. Yeah, I try. I do the gym yesterday. I did 2 hours at the gym. Can you imagine?
2
I was
hours?
the only person at the gym. Yeah, because sometimes I used to be lazy. I say, how is me? I just doing a little treadmill there, but I lifting weight now. I lifting 120 pounds.
Really?
You're doing a lot of deadlifts. You're doing stuff because I'm 6'7", so you have the frame to have a nice physique. So I was like, you know what? This time to redefine myself. We need to
Shamark.
do some stuff.
If
My sister,
only,
I was just about saying no.
I go into
Lord,
time I brace in
if
Paris, a
only.
white woman I looking for, because when you see me, I
Excuse
just
you.
standing by the Eiffel Tower.
Let me tell you, if only, if
You heard that, Shamark? You heard that?
If only, you never
Listen,
know, my
I
sister.
have-
Life is a
I have tried
process.
to put- I have-
Just
I
put
have
your seatbelt, you never
mentally-
know.
mentally, I have tried to pursue him, but then I know how it is, so I just keep. But I telling you,
Continue,
if
my
only-
girl. Trust me, the mind have a lot of
Shamark,
power.
Let me tell you, boy.
Let me say, I
you
never
don't
thought I would
know.
have beard. I never thought, because in my mind, I even wanted to do a sex change at one time. Life is weird. So you just have, but now
tell
I
you.
enjoy being a man. I enjoy nobody to have more masculine clothes than me, more perfumes,
I
more
look at him
boxer
and I'm
shorts.
like,
I love it. And the funny thing about it, I love my beard. I'm obsessed with my beard. Man, I always tell my barber, okay, let's take it up a notch. Just thinking. Because when you walk in town and I'm like, yeah, I come in, the old pan pierce, Bob, move away, let me pass. 'Cause, that kind of thing. And life is a process. And if people don't know how to enjoy it, it doesn't even bother me. I love my house. Maybe I have about 10 mirrors. I love mirrors. I like my reflection.
I like them tall,
Yeah.
boy. I like them
Now,
tall,
you know what?
I'm
going
watching you
to the-
hard, I go, what? I write a song about that, eh?
I think so. I'll be in the presentation.
Let
for
me
you.
break you. That's the name of the song. Let me break you. Yeah. Double meaning,
All right.
Nikki.
All right, Nikki. So let's get into today's
Yes.
very interesting topic /
Yes.
discussion.
Uh-huh.
So what are we talking about today, Nikki?
Today we're talking about who cheats best, males or females.
So you have to define that, Nikki, because I mean we all will agree that cheating is wrong. We agree with that, right?
Oh.
It's not something that we should feel proud of. So when you say who cheats best,
Yes.
what do you mean by that?
Okay. What I mean by that is who is better at concealing the act,
Aha.
basically.
Mhm.
Yes.
Who is better at concealing the act?
Yes.
Let me ask you: Do you think we set out? I'll get both of you your comments on that. Do you think we actually set out to conceal it?
Some people do, yes. Some people do, especially when they know what they have to protect. Okay? Some people, deep inside, they know that they have a lot to lose, but
Because
they still do it.
I ask that because, I mean, history has shown, unless, of course, somebody can tell me that somebody cheats and nobody else knows.
What?
History has shown that eventually this thing
comes out.
comes out.
Not everybody.
Oh, you
'Cause
think, you think
yeah,
instances-
but actually you have some people, they
It's
cheat
true.
discreetly?
with a different name,
discreetly?
a different number, a different town, maybe one day travel because I'm a busy, I have to travel for a meeting there. And it happens so
It never
well.
comes out, yeah.
You maybe have so much at stake if you're wife because you'll have a lot of stuff together. So you figure, you know what, you want that woman to go for 80% of your assets, wherever. So it works. And then some people do it very well, they wouldn't know. Some people do it and they don't care. They even introducing their job out to their best friends and stuff like that. They cheating, they don't care.
Right.
You introduce them to your circle of friends. Hey, this is my boyfriend. They say my boyfriend, and the outside person still being committed. But I think I would say both parties do it. And then some people do it so well you would not even know. And the funny thing about society, we as beings, we always look up to people. We look up to our pastor, God forbid, and then the pastor do something wrong. It's like, oh my God, pastor disappoint the whole congregation. No, pastor disappoint himself, not the congregation, because he's a human being. You understand? And sometimes the persons you look up to or you look at, you thinking, for kids, it takes it very hard when the father, especially if the males cheat, the children take it so hard and stuff like that. And then the mother's always there. So it's almost like I think sometimes when the men do it and the men leave, the kids take it so hard because he was looking up to the father as the head of the house, and they figure he disappointed the whole family.
So
Yes,
Nikki,
he did, but he did.
Yeah. So Nikki, do you agree with Shamark's comments that there are instances where people cheat and it remains a secret forever and ever and ever?
I believe so. Sometimes it
Wow.
comes out when the person dies. But some people know it doesn't come out. I mean, honestly, they say what's in the dark must come to light. Some things don't, Some things just don't. Honestly.
And it's just like we have crimes that happen in Senegal, they never find who that do it. People speculate.
It happens.
It happens. You understand? It wouldn't happen.
But
Because
the
you have some people,
question-
Andrew, they're so low key. Some people go on Zafé, they want people to know, they want you. And some people you just wouldn't tell. You just wouldn't tell.
Okay, so,
I know you have.
listen.
Just hold your thought for a second. I know you have lots of female friends, Shamark. Do they share those things with you?
It just happened. It's not that they share. It's for them. It's so casual. For some people, it's casual. It's like okay, it's like normal. It's not a secret. It's just normal. And then you've learned to the more mature version of me not to ask questions. Because for me, I like people to respect me. For certain instances, I have female friends. So sometimes Nikki husband might see me and say, hey, Shamark, what you drinking? I don't drink, so don't offer me no drink to try to shut me up and stuff. If I have to blackmail you, I'll do it. But however, people do that. Yeah, Shamark, why you say that? Just because they figure their girlfriend and stuff like that. But that's not my space. We are friends, but that's not my space to come and tell you, hey, Nikki, I saw Andrew. That I would never do that. That's not my space. That is you and your character. That's who you are. So people feel a little uncomfortable, but it can be uncomfortable for you because you know both persons. But no, it's
What I'm really asking, Nikki, hold your thought, huh? What I'm really asking, has any female who you associate with or used to associate with ever told you that they cheated and they've basically kept that a secret? I mean, it was that nobody else knows about that.
no, somebody have told me they had they will tell you they want to. And then sometimes you yourself sometimes might encourage, to be honest, or sometimes you might discourage the person. It depends on the situation.
Oh, you're saying that the person will say, I'm thinking about doing that sort of thing.
Yes. Because the other friend of mine thinks it was really hard with her, and she really loves her boyfriend at the time. But then she's saying the boyfriend not making a special effort. You're hungry, you're barely making rope, and then a man that you're not sleeping with is interested in you, throwing stuff at you and you rejecting it because you committed to that person. So situations like that is very tempting.
Yes.
It's hard to balance that. You say, do I go to bed hungry? Do I take what this guy is offering? And it's not a one-time thing. Like he's a prostitute. He really cares about you. And sometimes men or women, I think it's human nature. They know you're in a relationship. They know, but it's up to you on the receiving end to reject that person, but the person or accept the person wants something, they go for it, but on the other hand, somebody say, but he's married, you should stay away. But most instances, people don't even know you're married because some people don't go out there and say, I'm married. You see somebody say, wow, nice dress, thank you, innocently, and starts.
So, Nikki, sorry about interrupting you earlier. I hope you remembered what you were saying.
Well, yes, with everything given, everything said, okay, the big question is who is better at concealing the act, males
That's
or females?
a good question. Because both of you agree that there are instances, just like you have a very good point, Shamark, that there's probably some murder that took place years ago and nobody knows exactly who did it, right? So there is what they call cold cases. So you are right, I agree. So, yeah. So
my honest opinion in answering that question, I believe women are better at concealing the cheating because men have a tendency to brag, okay? They have that ego thing about them and they talk a lot. And so what you find happening is that they talk, and then it gets back to the female partner.
So that's the secret.
Yeah.
That's how it happens.
All right.
We are our own worst enemy.
Exactly. Because let me tell you something. You see, a woman will cheat, okay? She'll clean up herself, all right, really well. She'll use certain things to tighten down there, and the man will not know. Trust me. And then the man, okay, if he does it, sometimes when he goes home, let's just say the woman wants to get things going, he doesn't come up because he does.
He's tired. He's tired.
So that gives them away. So I believe women are better.
So let me ask you a question. If a guy goes out there and does his thing and he's tired, right, and he comes home and the lady wants a thing, what should he do?
What should he do?
Boy,
let me tell you something. Should
have
take
to come home
Viagra.
I want to know.
Viagra.
What?
He'll have to come home and pretend he have the cold
Viagra.
or diarrhea, something like that, to distract her.
Yeah,
That's
but
what-
you see, the thing is, women, and another thing too is that women are very intuitive. I tell you, a woman can actually smell when a man is. Let me tell you, they will deny it, but she knows. And even if he denies it, she has already set in her mind that that's what it is, and you can't sway her.
Do you
honestly.
think that if she suspects, as you said, women are very intuitive.
Yes.
If she suspects that the guy is out there doing something, that she will deliberately wait for him till he gets home and basically make the
Yes,
move to get some
definitely.
action just to prove.
Yes, it
So-
happens like that.
So what else does she look for?
What else does she look for? Let me tell you something.
This is Love Zone. Don't hide anything.
No, I'm not. Hello, listen. Let me tell you that there are some women, okay, who actually, and I know it sounds crazy, they go and then they actually, they investigate their partner's underpants and stuff like that. Yes. Okay.
But that's not a really smart thing to do, because the guy could probably take a shower, that sort of thing after.
No. They still do it. They still do it. And let me tell you, sometimes it borders on paranoia, especially when you see intuition tells them that the man is cheating.
But most times, if you
telling
take
you.
a shower, some people smart enough to know you maybe use a soap. Do the worst thing when you sleep out to go and bathe with Irish Spring. No, they start
why?
with a soap.
Because you come. Why? You know what you do.
So you come home smelling all fresh and stuff
Yes,
like that,
why?
Yeah, and then
Yeah. So
sexual
you
intercourse
see,
have a way of living its own
its
perfume
own
or its own
scent.
scent
It
on
does.
you. Like,
It does.
yeah,
It has a scent.
Yeah.
So all of that, and I'm telling you.
because I think it's the body fluids.
That's what it
comes
is.
up in your
Exactly.
skin, so it
Yes.
stays with you.
Yeah.
You're sweating like old pig. So even though
Exactly.
you wipe yourself and you're there, but you come in and you're smelling like it's a new Rihanna perfume that just come out.
Why?
Like,
Why?
But the person no.
But I believe women are better at concealing this thing. I mean, and we want to emphasize the point that we are not condoning cheating, but let's be realistic. It's happening.
Of course.
It has been happening from time immemorial, and so we have to just discuss it for what it is. Yep. Yes.
That's very interesting.
I'm telling you.
Very interesting.
I wonder
So-
how they come up with the word cheating.
I don't know. To me, this, you see, is like you're robbing somebody of something that you're supposed to be giving to them. You're giving it to
Well,
somebody
maybe,
else.
yeah.
That's
I
what
never
it
look
is.
at it like that.
And that's why we spoke about open relationships. If you meet with somebody and you tell them off the bat that, hey, I want to be with you, but I want us to have an open relationship, then when you get with that person, or if you choose to get with that person, and then they're actually having other relations with other people, that's not cheating. It's not. Because it's out in the open.
Yes,
it's
yes.
when it's concealed and
Yeah.
hidden.
And the
And
person don't
yes,
know about it.
exactly. That's why they
I
call
don't
it
approve
cheating.
of it.
Yes,
Wow.
No.
that's what it is. But it's a very interesting dynamic, and then there are various reasons why people do it. It's amazing. Maybe we could have a topic on why do people cheat.
Yeah, well,
There's a reason.
yeah,
I think for
hopefully
some
we can get
persons,
into
when
that.
they cheat, and then the partner finds out, for some people it's a turn off. They don't want no part of that
Nothing
relationship
whatsoever,
anymore.
because they feel
cut ties
betrayed.
completely.
Yeah.
Some people totally. For some persons, it's a turn off. For some guys, it would wreck them. Like
I know-
they
I know
just
of
figure
somebody.
it's disrespecting somebody's eating out of my plate. Like, and it's different, especially if you're really into that person.
Yeah,
It's
it
different because
hurts.
you remember you sharing your body with somebody else, and
It
then
hurts.
somebody else there. And I mean, I think for some persons, it takes a lot to go back what it used to be, and then the word sorry just kind of make you forget each time you
You won't forget.
going into that
Yeah.
You won't forget,
situation.
I can tell you,
Yeah.
especially for males.
Yeah, but
we
you
have
see,
we have a hard time dealing with that.
yes, I was watching a sex therapist, and this lady said that there are couples whom, after infidelity came into play, they became even closer, and that was a very interesting thing to hear, because more often than not, when cheating occurs, is like it sends people apart, it tears them apart. But to me, I'm thinking that if two people can really work through this thing, then that's amazing, because a lot of questions come up. Sometimes they go to therapy, a lot of open communication comes up, and then it really draws them closer together. But then I believe the couple must really want for that to happen, and it must not be forced. The perpetrator must not force or push or want forgiveness instantaneously. It's a process, and I found that to be very interesting.
Well, that's for another show, as they say. Okay, let me just remind our listeners that this is the Love Zone with yours truly, alongside Nikki and Shamark, and we're talking about who cheats best, right? We're not condoning cheating, but as Nikki says, and we all say, it does happen, and we'll find out exactly why it is that men are not very, very good at it, that women are probably a lot better in concealing the act. So Nikki, Shamark, and I think I agree that the men, we talk a lot. Right?
Too much.
We brag.
Especially in the cabaways.
Yes. That's the thing. We are our own worst enemy.
Yeah.
So let me just give the numbers. The fixed line is 572-9710, 572-9710, or you can WhatsApp 287-0971. WhatsApp is 287-0971. I think we have a caller on the line. Yes, good morning.
Hey, Andre.
Hey, a blast from the past.
Nikki.
Hey.
I met Shamark at the bank. Boy, Shamark, you're a handsome guy, man.
I tell you,
sir.
I tell you,
That is. Andre, that's my topic. All the topic is my topic. I mentioned my name. That's Fabian, the specialist in Gopal crime. That is.
Yes, Fabian.
That is. Andre, don't laugh at me. They had a time. A Shabina in Sozel. I hope she's not listening. I went on to a business with her by the beach.
What business was that?
Okay.
Was it a
No,
transaction?
just now. Well, it was a deposit.
Financial?
No. It was physical. It is. I'm guilty as charged. It is. Andre,
Yes, sir.
you means what your grandfather used to say again?
Who means Pudi?
Who means today? Andre, when I went in there, I had to look for my balls. It was so deep.
Remember, this is live radio, my friend.
Are you aware of the topic?
I know. Now hear this. I'll be honest. Women. No, I go into the topic. I just give you a lot of metaphor.
Oh my!
I had a relation. They had relationships, not sheep. Right head is. Andre, they had a woman I was friendly too. Now Shamark, Irish Spring Bava, I so stupid. I use carbolic soap, and outside I go and use Irish Spring. Hear that? Shamark, when I come, the Irish Spring has fragrance on it.
Loud
It's like
scent.
perfume. Boy, I didn't know, Andre. Me in my stupidity mind. Andre, when I went home, shopping again, the lady tell me I didn't go out with perfume. How I smelling so nice. So Andre, I try and run. The woman grabbed me by the throat and she pulled along my pants and she smelled my crotch.
Pontier.
That. When I check myself, Andre, I close less.
You're lucky she didn't bite you.
Andre, hear that? You know why?
Father.
You know why she could not catch me? Because I thick. She could not grab me because you see I was slim and Meg, she would hold the skin. Now my skin cannot be held because like a cocoa cross. You know what a cocoa cross is?
No.
You're wrong and thick, so you cannot grab the body. It's like water on dashing lead. It slides.
So you use that to your advantage.
Yes, that's why I always used to nourish my body. I was thick. She can't grab Andre. That's what I escaped. I like it's like grease on a pole.
But you had no clothes on, so did you run away naked?
Of course, I had the towel in the car.
Wow, what a story.
Now, Andre, lastly, here is women. I love them. My weakness is not money. Yeah, everybody know I'm a Christian. So what? Solomon, David, all of them had the same issue in common. Women. Huh? David, with all his money, he went and watch a woman bathing in the bathroom. Andre, you know the Bible very well, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he had the lady to come in and they did a Suzuki. You know what Suzuki is?
No.
I will not say it. Yeah. Suzuki is sounds of music. They were performing, Andre.
Oh,
And a
okay.
baby came across. Now what happened? He sent a man to fight. Sorry, he sent a man to go and sleep with his wife. But guess what? The guy was so faithful to David. He never went. He stayed outside. Now David catches that because baby there. Now what happened? The guy sent the man and died. He sent him for front and the guy died, right? And guess what happened? God punished him. The child died. You know about that story, right?
Of course.
So, it's in what I want to say actually, you cannot hide your sin. Sin is sin.
Yeah, but
and now I know better, Andrea.
Shamark and Nikki, when I asked that question
Some
earlier,
things don't come
they were
out,
saying
I'm
that
telling
some
you.
things do not come out.
No, I'm telling
That
you,
some
some
people-
things don't.
Well, okay. I will answer that. It don't come out because they pretend not to speak about it. But let me tell you, Yellow Man come up with a stupid song, and if I was close to Yellow Man, I would block him. Yellow Man saying, "Man smart, but the woman smarter." Andre, a woman cannot never be smarter than a man. I'll tell you why
Yes.
quickly.
I'm sure Nikki will disagree with you on that
Very
one.
much so.
No. That's Nikki. She have her opinion.
And so do
But I'm
you.
giving her my yes. But Nikki, I know you're a wise woman. Hear this, Andre. God created a man first, right?
Mm.
A woman is a weaker vessel. Now you know why.
So we've been told.
Okay, my friend, we have to take other calls.
Yep.
So I think you made the point already. Well,
Well
thank you
said.
very much.
Thank you
well
for
said.
calling, yes.
Okay.
Well,
Until
yeah.
next time. Let's leave the lines open for other calls. Okay, the numbers again 5729710. That's the fixed line, or you can WhatsApp 2870971. WhatsApp is 2870971. In the case of David, that he was talking about there, the lady got pregnant.
Yeah.
So at that point there,
come
you
on,
can't hide
Sababa.
it. Yeah.
You understand? You can hide that.
You can hide
so.
it. Okay, let's take another call. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Andre. Good morning, Nikki. Good
Good
morning, Shamark.
morning.
Hello. Morning. How you
Thanks
doing?
For calling.
Oh, I'm okay. Thank you. How was
All
your
right.
weekend, Andre?
It was very nice.
Shamark and
Very
Nikki.
nice.
Good,
That was
good,
good. Thank you,
thanks.
sir.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks for accepting my calls.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Okay. Andre, what's the topic? I missed a little bit of it. What's the topic?
Nikki will tell you.
Who conceals cheating best? Is it males or females? Who hides cheating best? Males or females?
I believe the female.
Wow.
Because the reason why I will say the female. Andre, you know it is easier, much easier and faster for a woman to cheat than a man.
Tell us why you say that.
Yeah, why do you say that?
Andre, let me tell you. It is, a woman can get a man faster than a man can get a woman.
Well, that's for sure.
Okay. And you can have your woman in your back pocket, Andre. And if she decides to cheat, Andre, she'll cheat in your back pocket, then you will know. Eh?
Well, now that's what we're asking this morning. Who is able to conceal that cheating, the males or the females?
Mm-hmm.
And from what you're saying, it sounds like you're saying the females are better at it, right? At concealing.
Better, 100%, Andre, better.
How come? What do you think? Because Nikki and Shamark were saying earlier is because we, the men, we brag a lot. Okay,
And
we
not
run
just
our
that,
mouths.
huh?
What else? What does Nikki
Yeah.
say?
Women
Yeah,
are
Andre.
very good at pretending. We know how to pretend. I'm telling you, we know. I'm speaking from experience.
And
We
maybe tell
know.
lies as well, no?
That too.
Mm.
Yes.
Because pretending is one thing,
yes.
and then you have to
cover up.
Cover
yeah,
up.
Yeah.
Wow. We'll get to
Yeah,
that in a
because-
second. Hold that thought, Nikki.
Because Andre, as a man, let's say you having affair with a woman, Andre. Andre, once you see that woman, Andre, you will try to look at her, watch her, Andre. But the woman, Andre, won't watch at you, Easy,
Good. Because we know.
You understand?
Say that again.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that. What did you say?
Now, Andre, if you having an affair with a woman, I'll say the woman knows you have let's say you're in a party, Andre, with your wife or girlfriend.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then you're having an affair with a woman, and this woman is in the party
Right.
or the fete.
Mm-hmm.
The moment you see that woman, you're having the affair with Andre. The moment you see her, Andre, you'll try to look at her. although you have your better half there, your wife or your girlfriend there, you will try to look at her, watch her.
Uh-huh.
But she, on the other hand, Andre, will not pay attention to you because she knows you are there with your wife or girlfriend.
Mm.
That's a secret I've seen
Very
in
much so.
woman, Andre.
Very good
You
observation.
understand, Andre? But Andre,
Interesting.
and the last thing, Andre,
Mm.
you see, as a man, you have your wife or your girlfriend in house, Andre, and you are cheating, you are taking a piece outside. Andre, you have to make sure when you come home, if the woman asks for her thing, you give it to her.
Well,
you
that
have
is how.
We
because
spoke about that earlier.
now. Yeah, you have to, Andre. You have to find a way to give it to make that thing operate, Andre. You have to, as a man, Andre. You have to do that.
But the
Yeah.
thing is,
Once she asks for it, Andre. Andre, you have to. And
So-
you see, when you live in the outside home, when you live in the outside house, Andre, put that on your mind that, hey, my woman or my wife or my girlfriend might want something when I reach home. Let me put myself in order for that.
But
let me tell
Okay.
you.
But what about the fact that we get tired for lots of reasons? I mean, the encounter with the female is just the last reason for the day. We do so many things, and these things make us exhausting us, right? So how does the guy do something like that? How does he? Can't he just say? I'm tired.
Andre,
That depends.
if you come from work direct, the woman has all evidence that you come from work.
Oh.
She can have a little pity on you.
Exactly.
She can have a little pity on you. But if she knows you come from outside
Exactly.
with another woman,
See what I
Andre,
was telling you?
and yeah, you have to try and perform when you reach home.
And
if
that's
she
where they
wants anything.
fail. That's where they fail.
That's where you understand?
Yep, that's where they
That's where
fail.
they fail.
So
But as
wonderfully
a man, you
said,
should not
caller.
feel that.
Woe be unto us.
Yeah,
Oh
okay.
yeah. Thanks for calling
All right,
as
Okay, my
always.
friend.
Okay.
Thank you.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Right.
Yeah.
Very, very true.
So he's saying if the woman feels a little pity for you when you say I'm tired, then
Yeah,
you
and
may
we
escape.
know that you came from work, but when intuition kicks in and we know
Or
that
suspect.
it's somebody, yes, on the outside, my dear,
most
let me tell
times-
you.
Okay, we have another call. Hold it for Shamark. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Andre.
Hi, morning.
Morning, guess what?
Good morning.
I'm hearing a smile in your voice there.
Yeah, I'm just laughing a bit while I'm listening to the program.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, to be quite honest with you, I have been part of that thing for a long time. And be honest with you,
Part of what? Part of
I
what?
mean, the cheating part.
Oh.
Part of the cheating part. For years. And trust me, I got should I say a story or an advice from an elderly gentleman on the morning. Elderly gentleman. And he said to me, it's not what you do, it's
Is how you do it.
Mm.
And, well, if something is wrong, there's no way it's wrong, it's wrong. But then this way you can do it in a way that the wrong can turn to a right because you don't find yourself in trouble. You understand?
Mm.
Now, the thing is, so the whole thing is not what you do, it's how you do it.
So what do you mean? What do you mean how you do it? Because I mean, cheating is cheating. Eh? What's the how?
Well, the how is, okay, a guy want to play, I won't say macho, but you want to go out and cheat. You don't go out and cheat, and then you come home next morning.
Well, you stay out.
You understand? You understand? So,
The vehicle broke down.
Right, exactly.
My
So this-
goodness.
Yes, you understand?
Mm.
So, but then again, I guess my routine would be more on a daily basis, like during the day. You understand?
Mm.
Find time during the day and whatever it is,
Oh,
and then
okay. Well,
So
okay, won't
you
be-
were
won't be at night.
actually, oh my, you were the one doing it?
yes.
Ah, that's very brave of you to admit it. Didn't it take a toll on your conscience? Because what I've learned is that when you do these kinds of things, I mean, you're not numb. You're not on a level where you totally,
No, well,
you
listen,
know.
listen to this. Okay, sometimes, okay. I wouldn't say much details, but you have a lady at home. But then, okay, she has kids and then time, and then, they themselves complain about being tired, etc., and then you don't have a demand from home. You understand? You don't have a demand from home. So you do what you do, you come back and you're like a little saint. But hear that. I'll tell you something. This thing is not any and everybody can do that.
I agree with you, 100%.
Now, I'll tell you something. If I tell you something, I'll tell you something.
Tell us.
Tell
That's the whole
us, come
idea.
on. You called, so that means you need to
All
talk.
right, okay. And with me, okay, I'm not saying it because I'm going to train and stuff, but I'm a strong-willed person.
All right.
Strong-willed person meaning that I found myself in a situation where I've taken up, let's say, done that with about 3 or 4 women in one day.
What?
One day. Or 3 in one day when I go home. Then according to the guy a while ago, the man was made, or they just, and I would do it, and the madam would not know. She would not know.
Huh.
She would not know.
But, without cutting you short, I always say, while cheating is wrong, okay, what is really, to me, the worst thing is when it's being done and then your partner that you're committed to is on the receiving end of the horrible treatment. Because some people, when they're into somebody else, they find the main person, like nagging or a turn off or whatever. That I have a problem with. But if you're doing it and, like you giving me, like all the good treatment from before and whatever, then maybe, I can stomach it. But you can't tell me you're doing that, which is not cool, and then you want to come and treat me badly and whatever.
That's what I'm telling you.
Yes.
That's, what I'm telling you. That's why I said it's not what you do, it's how.
Yes.
But the
Yes.
person that comes home and the nagging and all of that, that means if the man is treating a woman bad, that means he's ready to go towards the cheating partner. But the person that just cheating just for fun, they wouldn't treat the inside. Because I know men are cheating and they totally respect their wives or their girlfriend. You would never know, as the caller said. A man can cheat if he go and buy $2 bread. You wouldn't know. How you knowing? He got there and see his mother on the way. He stopped back. So I mean, like, it's so easy.
Well, the caller say you do it during the day.
But that's what I'm saying, during the day. So when he gets home, because that's what some women is saying. But how does he do it? He's always at home when he called me, and he remind me of a friend of mine was saying that, Shamark, but I don't understand. So the caller just opened my eyes. Maybe it's during the day. I'll have to tell her it's during the day because she don't understand where he getting the time to do that, and he's always at work, maybe on his lunch hour. It happens so fast.
Yes.
And that's why I tell people, whatever you want to do, you make, like Nikki was saying, you make the time for it.
Definitely, you do.
Hear that. The other thing is, okay, like I would come across certain people, and then the women, they would complain about their better half and the treatment they're going through. Now, sometimes I would play like almost like a counselor role, like, try to...
Hey, what you my boys here?
Been there, done that.
That caller, you need to write a book.
And let me just say, if I have to write a book, trust me, it'll be a bestseller. Because if I tell you the kind of things I've done already and never get caught, it will be a bestseller, trust me.
Well, you
But
should
what
try
I'm saying
it.
is that when you encounter these people now, I'm giving advice, I'm trying to play counselor in one way. Now, if I realize they don't want to listen to try and make things okay with their partner, it depends on what they tell me. So what? I give you my advice. Whenever I give you my advice, I want advice.
Okay, but the question...
That Paula is a slaughter man.
The question I have for you is,
Bye-bye.
in your opinion, who is
make
better
my
at
glasses get
concealing?
tight.
Who is better at concealing? Is it men or women? I mean, put you on a side, but who is better at concealing? Males or females?
No, well, trust me, I'll give it to women. Women,
Okay.
definitely.
All
A woman
right.
is much more thing. Oh, yes,
But
because definitely I never got any trouble. That's what I'm saying. I never got
But caller, just a quick question. When you meet those ladies, what are their complaints? Why are they? Because you said you act like a counselor,
Yeah.
right? So what is it that they're complaining about that they've gotten to the point where they feel they need to, be with you? What's the complaint? What's the problem?
In the first instance is sometimes they would complain about they better have having somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Now check that. It's a funny thing, eh? If you see they're in a relationship, then they better have somebody else. They can't take it there. But then they'll meet you and you have somebody else. It doesn't bother them because, you're not the main person. You understand?
Right. Now that's the thing.
Right. Now, let me just say something there fast before I forget. Because of what Shamark said
Right.
about, I remember he said something about scratch. Well, scratch, let me tell you something. These people sometimes be a surprise to know that I've stayed with them for like 4, 5, 6 years, And
Gee.
they better have never known,
Wow.
So they keep it on the low. You see what
They
I'm
keep it on the
saying?
low.
Exactly.
And and the other good thing is, Me as a man, I don't trust, not even my friends. I don't talk to my friends.
Well,
But
you
that-
are one of the
Exactly, no.
exceptions. You see? No, I'm telling you, a lot of them brag. That's why they get caught. But you happen to be an
It
exception.
happens all the time because sometimes
Okay,
it's a
caller.
hot
Thank
girl.
you. Thanks for that.
Thanks for
that
calling.
contribution.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Wonderful.
All right. Thank you. We
yes.
have somebody else holding on the line there for what 10 minutes. Sorry
Oh,
about that. Good
my.
morning.
Good morning.
Hey.
morning.
Hello there, Gina.
Hi.
Hello.
So I would answer the question, men. I've never cheated, so I guess I can't really say women. I think the last caller, I guess, is between all the callers, is the only one. But looking out on Facebook and all the comments, a lot of the comments are saying women. I'll say men because I've only had the experience with men and I've never cheated. So, and I just think that in my situation, he was really good at it as actually bringing the woman into the house and said it was a friend, and I didn't even know. So, if I was a woman, I don't think I would do that. I wouldn't go that far. So, men, for me.
All right. Respected.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
All right. Thank you
Thanks for
for
calling.
the contribution.
You're welcome. Bye.
Yes. Thank you. We have another call. Good morning. Thanks for holding. Okay, we lost that call.
That.
Yes, so very interesting.
But the gentleman, I think, again, we're not condoning cheating, but he said that the elderly gentleman told him it's not what you do, it's how you do it.
Yeah, so it's during the day.
Yes, but you see again, don't play with women's intuition, all right? Because we have a sense and we know when we've been cheated on. Now another
The
thing.
intuition would come in if the person patterns change.
Yeah.
Because you have some persons, both male and female, when they cheating, they don't have time for your food. Now some men cheating and they cuddling, they bring you to the supermarket, they traveling,
normal.
they doing everything.
Some
normal,
women
yeah.
some women, for them, like, because what happens is that yes, men do that, but sometimes they do it extreme. They go extreme, and that is where they give themselves.
Those that do that, but they have
That is
some
where-
men, it's
I'm
just so
telling you,
natural, you
yes,
just
but
wouldn't
they go
know.
above.
Now for even for both men and women, when you're cheating, automatically the attention span goes to somebody else. So now if you touch them, everything irritating them and stuff like that. Oh, don't touch me. Blah, blah, blah. They're nagging. So, and then you're making it so obvious. But why are you acting like that?
Yes.
Because now I'm not in love with you. Now you have some people that cheating. They're not in love with the outside person. They just like the excitement, the togetherness. When we mean
Thrill.
there's the thrill, that's what it is. So when we reach the Michael Jackson and Thriller, as you said, it happens, and then we go backstage with your girl and stuff like it's normal. And you have some people, they before they cheat, they go into that thing and they put the rules. We don't greet each other in public. If we were never friends like that in public, why come and say hi, Andre? What's the coconut
you're
Andre
giving
from?
yourself
Automatically, Andre girlfriend say, babes, who's this?
Yeah.
That's the way she's stressed.
And by the
hi,
way he
Andre.
answers,
Exactly, because Andre and then he answer in a panic thing. The girl will check Andre's answer at the point, but she will monitor him because she pick up something from that. Hi, Andre. Women pick up and stuff like that. You understand? They have been not cheating and their phones all over the place because they don't have one number there, because the number in their head. They can just dial that number and they know the numbers of their head. They are professionals that do that. That's their craft. They go for.
We have another call. Thanks for holding. Good morning.
Hi, good morning to you, Andre. Morning, Nikki. Morning,
Good morning
Shamark.
to you.
Morning.
Thanks
How
for
is
calling.
everybody?
Good morning.
Wonderful.
We're doing well.
The caller before that said that a grown up man told him he's not whatsoever he said that, but watch how he's making women smart. So if in case I have a boyfriend or a husband and I notice that he's cheating and he may be doing it when I'm at work, if I'm working, now he's making women smarter. Now, when you realize that your husband or boyfriend cheating, when you see thinking that you're at work, come back to the house and you'll get them there. You know.
Well, caller, that was just one technique
Yes,
he gave us.
yes,
He
just
probably
one
has
technique.
other
Caller,
things.
caller, you
Yes.
can not all women out there can be paranoid about that, because even though you listen to the show and to you, your partner is not cheating, you cannot just go and accuse the person because of what you hear in a show. He's talking about his scenarios. You know,
Yes.
sometimes the person cheating at the office with their boss for years and you never know. But you saying, babes, that woman don't like me. Every day your husband come in home and tell you how the boss doing that to distract you. And you're thinking
Yep.
you need to leave that job. But all the
Very
time, say
much
for
so.
Nicola, caller, say, Muna, the police, Nancy Drew, Hardy and Hardy Boys, these novels from growing up. So don't let that fool you.
Yes, indeed.
There are too many scenarios.
People have remarkable ways of throwing people out of, you know. I mean, they come to you and they say the worst things about a particular woman, and you had, or a man, and you had better believe it that these people
And all the
are
time the
develop-
person
yes,
is-
that's why I tell you, don't come
yeah.
and talk to me about that, because I will reverse it right away.
Or caller, if you have a situation, you come in and tell a friend of yours, you know, I like Shamark. You say, no. Shamark say, mama, soccer for 2 years later, you get in an
together.
invitation.
Yes.
That person inviting you
Yes,
to their wedding and
indeed.
Shamark wedding.
People,
And the
it's
person
crazy.
discourage you from being in
It's
Shamark.
crazy.
People do that all the
Because
All
time.
the time.
Yeah, because I know of young ladies in the past that used to say that, Gasa, I get in to that fella because he's drinking a lot of rum. And guess who that became that person's husband years
the
after?
same rum
Is that
drinker.
simple?
I know.
Drinking rum.
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Cheating is a craft caller and it don't write on nobody's face. Some people can hide things for years and you wouldn't know. Most times you find a man cheating, maybe if that man die, you have access to his
How
phone,
many
you get a
women-
shoebox or you go and clean his house. If you're not living together, you'd see stuff like that.
Yes.
Oh, in
Stuff
the
like
funeral,
that.
in the funeral, women come out from left,
And
right,
when you
and
see
center.
the person have a child, that's when you get to know that that
Oh,
was
all of
Hey,
that.
so cool.
All of that.
When you thinking what your husband have is you and your two daughters,
my
it have to
dear.
share 40 other children out there. So that's the time the outside woman would come
It's
out because
something else.
the secret was there long enough. I need my share. You understand?
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
I am forwarding open relationships. I'll never stop saying that.
Okay,
That cheating
thank you
thing.
very much, Stilton. Thank you.
Thanks for
Okay.
calling.
Okay, bye-bye. What did you say,
Yes.
Nikki? What did you
I'm
say?
forwarding open relationships, and then that will curb, you know, that cheating phenomenon. It will kind of bring it down. So you cannot say that I'm cheating on you because you know that we're
But-
in an open relationship.
But I asked the guy what it is that the ladies say to him as
Yeah,
the
he
reason or
wasn't
reasons
very
for
concise.
cheating, right?
Yeah.
So, but do you think if we address that issue, when I say we, meaning if you're in a relationship and whatever it is that he said earlier, they're complaining about maybe they've been
They complain about their
neglected
partners
and so on.
cheating and
Open
stuff like that.
communication, That's where, you see, that is why when I was watching the sex therapy, she said that what people need to do. Okay, for example, Andre, I'm coming to the studio. I have somebody at home. But then I find myself becoming very attracted to you. Okay? How wonderful would it be to know that my partner and I have that solid relationship where I can talk to my partner and say, listen, I have something to talk to you about. You know, I find myself becoming very strongly attracted to, you know, like the host of the show. And for my partner to sit down and say, well, listen, what about him attracts you? What it is that, you know, makes you feel like that? What can I do, you know, like to enhance our relationship? But we don't talk about that. What we do is like we suffocate our feelings. We lean towards the other person. We let our energy flow towards them. And before you know it, okay, we end up sleeping together. And the other person is in the dark. I believe that we need to, I mean, listen, I'm not telling you to come and talk to me about different people. But to me, if there's one person that you find yourself attracted to and you come and talk to me about it, I'll say, well, you know, like what's with that? You know, like what is, you know? So I think we need to have more open and honest communication.
My sister,
that's what I'm saying.
I totally
really
agree
believe
to
that.
what you're saying there, but some people are so sensitive when it
Exactly,
comes.
I know.
By the time you tell them that they would listen, then they would go and say, you know what happened today? I find Nikki disrespect
Yes,
me.
by
So
coming
people
and
look
talk
at it
to
from
me about
different
like that,
angles.
yes.
So if the
You're right.
person is not
Yes.
mature mentally,
Yes.
Then
leave
they
that
take
there.
it-
You open
yeah.
a whole can of
I
worms
know.
you cannot deal with.
Well
I
said,
know,
Shamark.
you
Let's,
very
Yeah.
true.
let's take a final call. Good morning. Thanks for calling.
As a retired cheater, not now I try and call you.
What about voice here out there?
Retired.
Shamark, you something.
My girl, you collect your pension already? You say
I retire.
Same here, my friend.
When I was young, I was doing that nonsense. I'm not living there anymore.
No, today
Yeah.
the show feel like the love zone.
Thank you for calling.
And I feel the answer to the question is women. From my own experience.
Yes, certainly.
Because I've experienced my man cheating, and then I knew it because he was different. He didn't have the time, the love, the affection. He was so different. Like you can tell that man doesn't want you anymore. So I knew.
His
That's
energy
one of
was
them,
somewhere else, yeah.
Yes, you're exactly. And there was this other guy that he cheated. I don't know for how long, and I never knew because he worked at the hotel, and he had some position there. He became a manager, so manager is free to go in and out as they please. And he was cheating until he actually left me for that woman. When I found out, it was way gone. The people had already planned to move in together. Yeah, so some people you're right. Yeah, some people who can, but in my opinion, I feel women because the thing about a woman and a man, the difference is I cheat, and when I come home, I'll still end up taking my man.
Yeah, I've done that.
I'm taking him.
Seriously?
I taking him. You don't know. I just take somebody else, and I taking him.
I'm telling you.
Now they need an erection, but they let erection you have feb. You bad But we will receive.
Yeah, we receive. They give, we receive. It's true.
Yeah.
I believe, you know what the caller is saying in the show? It takes more from a man when he gets home to get active with a female. Now a woman can just be there.
Yeah.
Now
for the just receiving.
You can tell because for the man he and sometimes it's not even 2-3 hours before you go home, and then the woman have a luxury and say, no shit. The only way the men does escape that is if they don't have a good relationship with that person in the house, you know? They're not romantic, you know, everybody and their own business.
Okay.
But if there's a romantic relationship and the person doesn't know you cheat and you come home, hey babes, dinner, then so like the man saying, wait, now you have to play double bubble. You have to find a way because you do not want that person to know that you normally don't refuse her. What's wrong?
Exactly my point, Shamark. And that is why I say a lot of men, I've spoken to a lot of men, I've done a lot of things, I've been there, done that. And men will tell you they will know when a woman cheat. They lie.
That's not true.
I've cheated. They lie. That's just a thing to scare you. That's just a thing to scare you. They don't know anything. I've cheated and I come home and I have sex with my partner already. I even have him have oral with me already after I done go somewhere else already. I tell you all, I've done a lot of things. I used to be a cheater. But I was young.
Callers, please stay in retirement. Don't come out.
No. Shamark,
that isn't being proud of that, huh?
No.
We just want
I'm
people
not
to
on them things again.
But
Because it can, it's that's how possible.
I know exactly
yes, Nikkie, it's just that it's not something I was proud of. And then I remember my family members used to tell me, because that was in my young days, I was in my late 20s, mid-20s, and then my family members used to tell me, just leave the man. You're not happy with him? Just leave him. Stop the running around.
Yes.
And I actually, that guy was a security guard. When you're on the night shift, the man would come at a particular man would come at my home. He on the night shift. I've done a lot. I'm not proud of it. I'm just letting you know that things we can do.
Yes.
But
it's not
that you're proud of it, because we learn from.
I'm older.
We learn
wiser
from
now.
Whatever we went through as life is a
I'm in a
pattern.
relationship and I'm not happy, I rather
Just
walk
leave,
away
for
than
sure. That
live
cheating
that
thing,
life. I'm not in that
honestly,
anymore.
if I
I'm
could
55 years old. I've done,
if I could go
Yeah,
back,
Nikkie, I
wouldn't
say a
do
lot
it.
of things that I've done. Up to this morning, I was having a conversation with my cousin, and I was telling her I had a very high libido from the time I was a teenager, and now menopause taking me. I cold like ice.
I call her, you have to drink some water and see.
It's true.
I don't regret the life I live.
No.
But if I have to live again, I'm not going to do it. I'm
A lot
not
of
going
things
to
I would do
repeat that
different.
life.
Totally
I'm
agree.
telling
Yes,
you.
exactly.
So that has made me who I am, and as a result,
So I just telling my cousin this morning, I enjoy so much sex already. I cold like ice now. Not even bother.
Yeah. Boy.
All right. Okay.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
calling.
Thank you.
As always.
Bye-bye. You know, the caller said she has a high libido. Nikki said yes, just like
highly
me.
what?
True,
Libido.
for real.
Meaning?
I had that. I mean,
Explain-
like sex drive.
what's that?
Sex drive.
Sex drive, yes.
Oh.
So when she
mean-
said she has a high libido, Nikki said yes, just like me.
No, listen, let me tell you, that was something I had to battle with for. I mean,
You had to bobos?
it's diminished now. It's diminished now, because of the menopause thing. But I'm telling
I
you,
think
that's
what
something
makes
I had to battle with.
The show,
Boy,
it was
hold on, no.
interesting because the fact that the callers called and then they spoke from the
So
experience.
candidly, yes.
People can relate to it and
Exactly.
understand, because the worst thing to even have something and you sugarcoat it, you wouldn't get the true essence
No,
of
you
it.
wouldn't.
And in the midst of saying that, and he's saying, look at that during the day.
Yeah.
And that's why I always tell people, you have to live within a scenario to
you to
experience
experience
it.
and know
And if
what
you
it
don't
is.
live with it, don't
You
even
can't
dig
know.
it. Don't try to go and wake up no
Yeah.
skeletons. Just enjoy your life. And then I think try to not to hurt anybody in the process. And I don't think anybody should cheat. If you want to cheat, just go your separate ways. I
Open
mean, like, nobody's
relationship.
perfect. Sometimes it happens. It's beyond your control, because women sometimes know how to throw themselves at men, and men know how to throw themselves
No,
at
the
women.
final say is always ours.
Yeah.
So,
Wow. Okay,
Yes.
Nikki, thank you very much.
Most welcome.
Shamark, thank you very much, as always, for another great show on the Love Zone. Until next week, Tuesday, same time, have yourselves a nice
You
day.
too.
All right?
Take care.
of
Bye,
yourself.
everybody.
All right, looking forward to next
Bye.
week's topic. All right. Okay, you've been listening to and viewing the Love Zone with yours truly alongside Shamark and Nikki. Don't forget, join us next week, Tuesday, same time from 9 o'clock until 10 for another Love Zone. Now stand by for Hard Drive, that's next, followed by Papa Used to Say at 11 until 11:30. Those of you on Facebook, etc., we'll just take a little break and get back to you.